Well, welcome everybody to the Thursday, October 24th, 2024, Board of Directors meeting. We have a call to order, everyone is here, so we will move on to adoption of the agenda. I want to make an addition to the agenda, and we'll read again committee reports. Declarations working group. We'll go up to the working group. Declarations working group. So with that, I may also have any questions or additions. If not, can I have a motion to approve the agenda? Okay. All in favor? Thank you. President's forum for agenda items only, 3 minutes per person. We'll move on. Pardon? Oh, I'm sorry, Joe.
We're told the Declarations Working Group has changed its name to the Bylaws Working Group.
No, it's never changed its name.
It's not.
It's the Declarations Working Group. I don't know where you got that from. That's incorrect.
Well.
That was me.
It's incorrect. It's Declarations Working.
Okay, even though we're working on the bylaws?
We're working on, it's the declarations that we're working on that are part of the bylaws. It's not the bylaws working on.
Okay,
Okay. All right, so, I'm sorry.
Calendar may be wrong.
Okay. It's just a, there's no correspondence to the board and no action moved, so we'll move on to committee reports. And I'm sorry. Minutes. Yeah, it is, it's under president development. So approval of minutes, any changes or additions to corrections to the September 19th minutes? If not, may I have a motion to approve those minutes? Two. One of you can second it? Okay, all in favor? All right, now we'll move on to Audra and the general manager's LWBA report.
Good afternoon. Are you all hearing me?
No.
It says it's on. Screen. Try not to move.
No, it just.
It's in and out. Hold still. Okay, now it's gonna keep going in and out. Well,
You got
I
it.
do want to do that one. Okay, is that better? Yeah, I think that's much better. All right, well, good afternoon. Glad to be here to see everybody in person today. It's all over for change. I'll start with our building, Plans Building and Grounds Committee. They met on October 10th. They had some discussions with regards to planters and pots for in front of the buildings and recommendations for automatic operators for doors that needed to be replaced. The automatic operators need to be replaced, and the auditorium overhead projector also need replacement. But just backing up a little with regards to Yellowstone, I think they're doing a pretty good job so far. They've been out refreshing the mulch and things like that around. And so one of the things that we asked them to do was to kind of look at options for putting the annual flower rotations. There's 2 flower rotations that come in, winter annuals and summer annuals. And they had presented in the Building and Grounds Committee a couple of options as to where they could be instead of in the ground where they normally put them, where they're not seen as much. So Beth just asked me to show this, and then I guess you guys are going to be having a building facilities committee coming up soon. So you can ask Beth if you have any questions, but she printed out this is just an idea to put baskets on the columns out front, but it's not set in stone. We're letting each building kind of decide what they want to do as far as where the annuals will go. If you still want them in the ground, you can stay in the ground. If you want something like this from your columns out front, you can do that. Or if you want pots, I know you guys don't have too much space out there, but we'll figure something out, and I guess go to your building facilities committee if you have any questions about that. Budget and Finance met on October 22nd, which was Tuesday. And, they recommended, that the board retain the audited surplus of $40,000 for 2023. We have surplus of $40,000, retain it in our operating reserves account. And, they also, provided for funding for flower pots for magnolias, and the Overlook already made their decision on the flowers and how they wanted to display those. So we went ahead and asked for, funding for that. And, as well as the door operators and the auditorium projector. And those recommendations are going forward to the board of members meeting, which is, not next week, but the week after, November 6th, Wednesday, November 6th at 1 o'clock. And so on the agenda for that are the things I just mentioned, as well as the third amended and restated declaration for Lansdowne Woods is up for vote, for the board of members to take their vote for approval of that. And if anybody had any questions about or wanted to see the proposed revised declaration or list of the items, the major items that are being changed, in the Friday email that I sent out, there's a link. There's an attachment, and then within that attachment, there's a link. You can follow that, and it'll take you to the hundreds of pages of documents there that you can look through if you want, but it's also on the website. Also, I've got a proposed policy resolution, a new policy resolution with regards to issuing borrowing notices, which is basically a trespass policy for anybody that we wouldn't want on campus for certain reasons. And that is pretty much gonna be it for the agenda next week. Unless something else might pop up between then and now, but I don't have anything else to report. Unless you have any questions.
Okay. Members, do you have any questions for Audra? No. All right, thank you,
Okay.
Audra.
All right, I'll get out that.
Words. Peggy and the activities report.
This is just a pop down.
Yeah.
Everybody. This actually is the year-end report that I thought I was gonna have to get last week. But, the LWV Activities Committee meets every month on the second Friday in the theater and on Zoom at 11 o'clock. Susan Pullen was at Riverbend's other rep until she left in late August. And I'd like to welcome Jolene Matheson to our committee. She'll take her place at least until the end of this year. Yay, Jolene. The trips have been very successful this year, and some are so popular that we've had to add another trip of the same thing.
Go ahead.
Same trip. Many of our programs are self-sustaining, meaning that our costs are covered pretty much by the price of admission, such as team trivia. This was the first year that activities was given an actual budget to work with, and we counted it as a great success. We have many residents who come to the various programs and social events, but we saw a lot of new faces at the free events. Some of the many free events included the Great American Music Seminar Series, History and Live Performances by Mary Ann Young, the Sound Bathing Program, the Drum Circle, free movies during the dog days of summer in July and August, and spring and fall patio concerts in support of the restaurant. All year, we work on short range and long range programming and are always interested in resident feedback. So please remember to stay informed by reading your connector. Any questions?
Any questions for him? No. All right, thank you. We'll move on to budget and finance, LWV budget and finance, Charlie or Bob?
Pretty well covered everything.
Everything? Okay, so nothing to add?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. And building and grounds, Marie and Beth Adams.
I don't have anything to add. I don't know if Beth does. It's just a big decision whether or not we want a hanging basket or we want tubs.
Yeah,
And they wanted us to throw it out there. They don't want to just arbitrarily do something if you're not gonna like it. They want you to
right,
talk
yeah, I
about
think
it.
in all honesty, in terms of
Yeah.
sitting down and listening.
Building and facilities.
Either the hanging baskets or the bottom bases are, they make sense because right now what's been in the ground, you can't even see it.
I know.
It's a waste to spend your money that way. So, all right, so you guys will next building facilities meeting discuss that.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get there. Okay, so, communications. That'll be it. All right, Sound Conservancy. I don't think there's anything new. Yes?
I did not go to a meeting, but if you notice, they have installed the aerator on the pond at Claiborne and Woodridge. So it's nice to see that, and it's out of the water.
I walked there yesterday and it wasn't there, and this morning it was.
I think they did it on Tuesday,
Can you say it?
I think so.
Okay, because then it's like, oh, hey, listen to that. Yeah, it's really nice. And so that pond water ought to be much nicer looking. All right, we'll move on to Riverbend Committee minutes and first activities, Ellen.
Bill, I need these, become the boat.
I don't use that thing. First of all, I just want to thank everyone for participating in our activities. We're looking forward to our Oktoberfest, really went over well. And I need to thank the two people who were instrumental in setting that up, and that's Lynn Fournier and Gisela Lamb. In the month of November, we're having an international harvest. Not an international harvester, international harvest. Our building is ripe with so many different nationalities that I think we need to take advantage of it and have those people present to us their dishes, their traditions, their costuming, and hopefully to give some explanations as to what they are presenting to the harvest and what traditions go with it. So I'm looking for a great participation. I also want to thank Marcia for presenting our trivia. Remember, it's the third Sunday of every month. And it's getting a little larger. And any of you who have trivia on their mind, please come. It's a lot of fun. And other than that, I guess we'll just go on and hope for a good turnout for our international harvest. By the way, we have some participation in that. We have available to us the flags of 50 countries that we will be presenting at that international harvest.
So if someone is interested in presenting or doing something, contact you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll put a notice out. It's going to be both in the Riverbend paper, and we'll have some notices out in the hallway.
What day?
It's going to be Thursday, November the 4th, 14th at 6 p.m.
It's not very far from now.
Huh?
That's right.
Thursday.
14th. That's what I said, 14th.
That's like
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, and the dishes will be, the dishes that we're asking for will depend on the first initial of the last name. In other words, anyone whose last name begins from A to I is expected or would hope to bring a dessert with initials J through Q, a snack or an appetizer, and R through Z would be a main dish or a vegetable. So that way, hopefully, we won't get all of one type. So we're looking forward to that.
If we can remember those instructions.
Pardon?
Well, that'll be in the, you'll get that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What
you
you
can't,
bring is up to you.
let's see, I would bring as a dessert Guinness. All right, Riverbend Budget and Finance Committee, Bob?
Yes, sir. Gotta be.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Every time I go back up to our apartment, Mary Ann suggests that I talk louder. So if I'm not talking loud enough, raise your hand. What'd you say? Anyway, the Budget and Finance Committee met yesterday. We had, nobody visiting us. None of the residents were here. And really, it's very lonely to be here and making big decisions all by ourselves. So what we decided to do is buy Guinness for Jack. And the one item of new business was cleaning the ducts, the fence, the dryer vents. And I wasn't familiar with it, but we have these dryers and so it builds up. So every 3 years we have to clean it. And this year, it's the third year we have to clean it. And we passed a recommendation on to the board of directors for approximately $14,000 to perform the cleaning that is absolutely necessary. That's it. Yes, any questions?
Can I ask you a question?
No, this is not the time.
Okay. You can ask me later.
Okay, any questions from the board? All right, thank you. We will move on to Ken Almack and building facilities.
I'm back again. Well, whatever. The meeting was last Thursday. It was relatively short. We only had one resolution that we would be voting on, and that was the dryer duct cleaning. It passed unanimously. They'll be cleaning 229 residential dryer vent pipes. They'll be opening up and cleaning 21 riser rooftop fans. And they will also clean all 21 risers from the garage up to the roof. Should take about 5 days, which is, it's most of the time is going to be in the individual units. It's something that we did 3 years ago. It's recommended. It's helped the system. It's decreased problems that they've had on the rooftop risers. So it was an easy decision. We're using Hart National Corporation. This was the same corporation that we used 3 years ago. And it proved to be beneficial to the building. Just about it. Which is the only one resolution.
All right, thank you. We'll be voting on that later. Thank you, Ken. Ken saying, I tried to get away, but they. Jolene, communications.
Whip on up there, Dylan.
Communications, once again, we got an ATV out for November. You'll be getting it in the next few days. And a calendar. Apologize if there are any errors. We're trying to do something a little different for December. We are asking that people send in a little piece, just a few sentences is fine. Holiday traditions that you have in your family or special memories that you have of the holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, Diwali, or whatever your family celebrated. We think it'll make a special edition for December. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All right, thank you, Jolene. And thank you for all the committees here. Elizabeth or Lisa, talking about governance.
I don't have much to report. Our October meeting was canceled because we didn't have a quorum. But we will be taking up all that business in November, and our November meeting has been rescheduled to November 21st. I also want to let everyone know that we would love some new members on our committee. So if you're interested in governance, if you're interested in the rules and regulations, all the work that we do, please let Debbie or Nikki know, they'll give you an interest form and we can do it. It's a good time, right?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I don't know why.
I have forms.
So maybe this is the right time. I just wanted to let anybody who's gonna be going to the international, is that different time?
Sure.
The International Harvest Festival that we're having,
Yes.
that my dad was very German. He was very interested in German things as well. And I have a set of Lederhosen and also the kind of the funny corduroy pants that they wear, as well as a whole bunch of German instruments and a tambourine. So if anybody's interested, please let me know. I live in 804, or you can look me up in the book and give me a call.
Okay, thanks for that. So you don't know where the leader is.
It's just not the later holding time. Oddly enough, my husband, who was born in Austria, he wasn't the later. So they've been sitting in a closet for 10 years.
Well, all right, we'll move on to our elections committee memory. Anything you want to talk about elections?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report until next year. All right, declaration working group. This is probably the most uninteresting working group you can work on. What we've been doing is going through our declarations and updating the declarations. So removing things that refer to the declarant, meaning IDI. And getting that old information out. It's not really focusing on rules, it's focusing on just a legal document about the declarations. And we are just about done in terms of working. Where'd you go?
Pat, it's over there.
Oh, there you are. Let's see. Pat and him, Bob and Debbie and Nikki. And I have been going through that. It's a slow go thing to do. But we've got there, we're almost past, actually, we are moving into chapter 6 or area 6, which is now just getting down to nothing really big to do except making sure IDI is out of the declarations. So that's where we are right now. That should probably be maybe 2 more meetings and we'll be done, I'm thinking. And then it goes to the lawyer, and we have a lawyer look at it. Then it comes back and the board will look at it, and then it goes out to you guys, for you guys to look at it. And so it's a cleanup of the language, and it's just not, the one that we, LWVA, I'm on the declaration for that, we've been at it for over a year. Because we're at the point where we worked on it, went to the lawyer, couple of months passed. And then it got back to us and we worked some more, then went back to the board of members, and then it goes back to the lawyers. So it's just like, wow, this is a dull process. And all we're really looking at is ensuring that the language is readable and that we get rid of IDI, any reference to IDI, because they are out of here. You guys are slow. Oh, no, we are fast, we are fast. All right, so we'll move on to Riverbend management reports. Adam.
Good afternoon, everyone. For the month of September, we had many different things going on in the building. For us, the engineers, most of our work was in in-unit service tickets. We had a chance to catch up and feel that we are processing work orders in a timely manner. We also had several deliveries, a few renovations. We met with several contractors regarding the hot water tank replacement project and the dryer vent cleaning vendors. It was a busy month, but nothing out of the ordinary for Riverbend. We have a few ongoing projects we hope to complete next month. The new exit signs are almost complete. They have been installed. Sanding, caulking, and touch-up paint remains to be completed. The new freight elevator corner guards have been installed. We are over about 3/4 of the way after today, through the rooftop fan preventative maintenance, which includes lubricating the fan motor, cleaning the fins of the fan, belt replacement, and an electrical inspection. When these projects are complete, we will be starting on the painting of the garage level lobby and the loading dock hallway.
Okay, any questions for Adam? No, thank you, Adam. And we will move on to Shirley.
Okay, I have good news that we're finally back over $1 million in total assets, which I'm very happy about. $1,110,058 in total assets. That's total liabilities, 85,659. Total equity, 1,024,399. Plus replacement reserve of 871,786. Plus operating reserves of 69,704. Plus working capital, 1,543, and we have a surplus right now of $81,366. We have in our operating reserves, in the treasurer's report, $113,537. In operating reserves, we have $1,628. In working capital, we have $908,348. So we have total assets of $1,023,514. So I'm very pleased about that. We have various CDs. We have a CD coming due on Monday. And actually, the CD rate has gone up again a little bit because of the things that have been happening in the market. So we were actually able to do pretty well with the new CDs that we took out. So that was good. So I'm hoping that, you know, things are going to continue to go this way and we'll be able to do well and maybe something even tackle the renovations for this room eventually before it comes on.
So can I ask in the reserve, or the surplus right now that we have of 81,000, is that a timing issue or is that, you guys think that that's going to continue into December, you know, with the surplus?
It will probably continue into December and end with a surplus.
Okay, close to this amount or,
Hopefully close to that amount.
okay, that's good news.
Yes.
So we get a raise?
Yeah,
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 we'll get a
raise.
raise.
Yeah. They're gonna double what we're currently making.
We'll add a couple extra zeros on that.
Yeah. All right, Debbie, your report, please.
Okay, so for the month of September, we've had 2 move-ins and 1 move-out. Nikki has done 2 resident orientations. Currently, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units for sale. That could change. One could close yesterday or something like that, so. And then, we don't have any units for rent. I did no condo questionnaires and I did complete 2 resale packets. For Building Link, we inputted 146 tickets, 123 were closed, 12 are on hold for payment, and 2 are still open for various reasons. Open tickets are for snowbirds, window replacements, etc. We had 6 units replace windows for this month well, I got the wrong date on there, but, for no, I'm trying to get ahead of myself, for September. For September, we also, the engineers completed 5 water shutoffs. And, if somebody else would read the next line, I don't want to read it out loud or anything, so.
No water leaks.
And then for, ongoing, the reserve study, everything was sent to the reserve study guy, Stacey O'Brien. And he's, should be reaching out to us. There will be a Q&A system for review. They're reviewing it through their company. So by end of this week or beginning of next week, we should have some sort of draft. And then, we'll have to get, a reserve study working group together. Jack can put those together for us.
I thought that went to the building and facilities committee.
Mm-mm.
The study.
No, you have, I mean, the working group, you can have a working group for it, so you're part of the building facilities and somebody from budget finance and someone from the board, so that they can review it to find out what they want to.
They agree.
And then,
One more thing.
upcoming events, the J Hood is doing the fall inspections. Adam is gonna schedule with, J Hood, the commercial part. And then by the end of November, residents should receive their budget letter that, like you got last year.
Excellent. Question for Debbie? No, thank you, Debbie. President's report. We've heard all the stuff that's going on right now. What I would like to do is put a seed in your bonnet to start thinking about our holiday fund. Next month, we're starting this November, December. I can remind you again at the November meeting, we'll start thinking about our way to thank our staff for the hard work they do. We don't give them bonuses. It comes through us as owners to put money aside in a holiday fund for them. So just please start thinking about it. And you know, I get so many people saying, I love these four, they're doing a great job. Let's show it at the end of the year so that they have a wonderful thank you gift from us. All right.
Can I say something on top of that? Can I say something on top of that?
Well, sure.
Okay. So as many of you all know that my grandson's in the hospital, what everybody has done is beyond nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And he's a cute little guy. Okay, old business, reserve study update, are we gonna do anything else that we, additional information on the reserve study, we're gonna get a working group together?
No, you are.
What?
You are.
I am.
Yeah, you appoint it. You appoint them.
Okay, so actually, after, start thinking about it, if you're interested in working on the reserve study, I don't need 100 people. We only need 3 or 4, but let me know, okay?
And it's another boring thing.
The other update is our hydrogen with camera results, and then, I don't know if you're gonna mention that, but at the last building facilities meeting, it was brought up that the hydrogen with the camera results, it's like, why is this important? Someone that is near to me referred to it as a colonoscopy for the building. It's absolutely true. So we're gonna make sure that our page right. So I don't know if you have any update on the camera.
Yes, I did receive this week, the camera footage on a disk drive, hours and hours of colonoscopy footage. I did reach out to Jeff to see if there was, anything that he had noted in there. There's just a lot of information on it right now, so get it going through. It's gonna be, what I did see, I didn't see any cracked pipes or.
Do we need a working group to go through those hours and hours of footage to see that something is good or bad?
If someone wants to, there's miles and miles and miles of pipe with it, yeah, there's a lot.
I'm just thinking like the, police procedural, someone always gets stuck watching the CCTV footage, trying to find the burn. So it's a boring job, but wouldn't someone love to do that? Dr. Dawn.
There is before and after footage, though. I did see the before of how much was in it. They're clean.
They're clean. Okay. Okay, that's good. I won't go there. Okay, we will, any new business, review of the variance reports and financials, when you have anything to bring up or Question on that? All right, then we'll move on to late charges, no names.
We had 6 late charges applied to homeowners. And they were late, so,
They resolve.
some of them have been, yes, so.
All right. Dryer duct resolution, cleaning resolutions, that's on page. All right, well, we heard through, I know it was, went through building and grounds and they recommended it, went through budget and finance. And they recommended it, that we do it, and then the management is also a recommendation of Park National Corporation. So would someone like to read the proposed motion on page 17?
I move to repeat that Park National Corporation be awarded a contract to clean the 21 dryer risers which extend from the fan assemblies on the roof to the garage ceiling clean out and the 229 residential dryer ducts. The cleaning of the dryer risers and the residential individual dryer ducts is an unbudgeted expense, and the funding will be sourced from the General Ledger Code 55-55-41170-00-00. Repairs interior totaling $14,805.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, and discussion, any discussion on this? All right, this is kind of like cleaning your lungs, yes, the other is about the other, this is when you ensure your lungs are. Okay, so if that in case, all in favor?
Lungs, colonoscopies, anything else.
I know whatever body part that we have heart somewhere, there's gotta be a heart in our building, we gotta take care of it. All in favor?
You to pray.
Thank you. And let's see. Rules and regulations. So in the course of doing our declarations working group, talking, we realized that in the board renovation, there was a cabinet or where the books were kept. So you could go read the restaurant menus, you could read the rules and regulations, you could read the declarations. That's right now, there's tucked away in a cabinet, under near the mailroom. So it's like, where it used to be visible and people could go do it, it's not visible now, so I wanted to throw out to the board, trying to think, is there a place that we can put it that fits in our renovation, our new look, that we can have it so it's there and people can do it. And one thing I was thinking, could we take away some of these and put them in here? Would that be a solution to it? So that it's available. I want to see things available so people aren't saying that, gee, I don't know anything. We make it available, it's there. So I guess I just want a discussion. How do you guys feel?
That seems fine.
Do we need a working group?
How
many, I can do that.
How many binders are there?
We have about 5 years worth of newsletters, and just to let y'all know, whoever borrowed 2 books of my newsletters, could y'all please bring them back? I don't have those binders. And then we have the rules and regulations binder. And then the Adventurous Eater binder. We have binders from the other buildings for newsletters, but they're not sending us the newsletters anymore. So I think we can probably, yes. So you're probably looking about like.
Is that also resolutions and policy?
Oh, the bylaws and resolutions, yeah, we have that too.
Okay, so there's probably about 5 or 6 binders,
Probably about 8 or 9,
8 or 9.
yeah.
Yeah, how tall are they? Could they fit in here?
They should be able to.
If not, I'm sure Adam, if they can work their magic to make sure.
Yeah, they just take the peg out and move the shelf down.
Great. All right, so if that's cool, if you want to do that, are you all in favor of that? Sure. Okay,
We'll have to,
The library.
we'll have to talk to the librarian about,
Okay.
how to, it's Sheila.
It's fine. I would recommend that everybody just adopt a book, take a book, because it'll be very hard to decide what goes away. Yeah, well, or, no, it goes away, it goes to charity or whatever, so, that many, I could do that with ones and twos, and when we have doubles and things that belong in other libraries and stuff put there. But, removing that many books, it would. You don't all in a row, don't you? It sounded like two.
Maybe two shelves, two individual shelves.
Whole columns. It's a lot of books. Anybody. If you have a favorite book or a book you want to keep,
Just-
give it to somebody.
Two shelves.
Yeah, two shelves.
Two shelves,
And
not
which
two
shelf do you
columns.
want to use? Not the whole column. Not the whole column, no.
So we're not talking about one.
Yeah, so there's really none of those things that are going away, but if there's overflow. Right.
We could take them to the,
I'm taking.
the clubhouse.
Yeah, I do that. I do that all the time, so,
Okay. All right,
But which shelves?
which shelves?
Yes, which ones?
All right, quick vote, which shelves would you like to do?
It should be low, so they can.
It can't be too tall. It can't be too tall.
The bottom two.
We could put them in between the nonfiction and the fiction.
People are gonna
See if we can
now.
go down, but we can't get it.
Rather working.
My wife asked me, I didn't remember before, so we have a solution on which cell to put it on.
No, we didn't go there. All right, we'll move on to resident comments. Resident comments, okay.
Yes. Yeah, we didn't finish these.
That's the one.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't see all that. So I know that they're still out there and we're still working on it, right? We don't have 100% resolution on the Comcast 978, 979.
No, they had to be called back out because, the ones that we thought we had, they lost them yesterday. So, it's not our issue, it's, Comcast, and they are working with 20-year or plus wires also. So whatever smart move they did to make it go faster and stuff like that, it's not adapting to.
Yeah, I've been in the TV room downstairs and that's a mess. That's old stuff. Really old stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, but yeah, they're working on it. It's just, we can't, we can't tell you when it's gonna happen.
And it's hit and miss and depending on your unit.
Yeah, and some of the units are getting it in one room, but they're not getting it in the other room. So,
There's a reason I
okay.
All right. Sorry, guys, for people wanted to, I guess, either see if your neighbor has it or come downstairs.
Get your steps in and go
Get your
down.
steps. As you take the dog for a walk. Okay, Brad.
So I just wanted to tell everybody that there's a presentation coming up called Senior Lifestyle Transition. For any of you who don't have any questions about real estate later in your life, or legal matters, or finances, or healthcare, you don't need to come to this. It's going to be done by Henry Wilkins, who was the Wall Street Fusion financial advisor down there. And a fellow I've known for about 40 years, named Dan Radke, who is a senior real estate specialist with RE/MAX. Actually, Dan and I were pilots at Eastern Airlines together. So they're going to cover those kinds of options. Next phases of your life, what the housing options are, what the legal ramifications are, what the financial issues are, and stuff like that. More importantly, they're going to have coffee and donuts and juice. It's going to be November 6th at 10 a.m. That's the day after our elections. So I will probably see you there if I can wake up in time, because I won't get home till very late after counting votes anyway. So I hope you all come to that. I think it'll be pretty interesting.
Where will it be?
Oh, it'll be in the theater over there. They're also asking permission to come around to each building, so we can let the board and everybody decide if they want to come to the building to, so. it's easier
Only
to
if they
pick.
bring if they bring donuts when they come.
All right, anyone else have a comment? Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, and I hope I can be heard from here. This is regarding a letter that we got dated September 30th. And it refers to engineer overtime. If an engineer has to be called in after hours, on weekends, or on holidays for an emergency repair in the unit owner or tenant will incur overtime service fees of $225 or more, depending on the time spent. I would like a little clarification on that. It's of particular interest to me because twice I had water leaks on the weekend in my 14 years here. And I'm wondering if we had engineers that were on call, and I understand they rotated on call weekends with all the engineers from all the buildings, so that it was not one engineer who was responsible for the whole community on the weekends. So I'm wondering, and I didn't pay for those. And actually, by calling someone out on the weekend, we ended up saving money rather than let a water leak continue clear till Monday morning. So I'm just curious, I don't really understand why this, I don't believe we had this before. And I don't know why, if there's an emergency, the unit owner has to pay for that when we have included in the annual budget, not only the salaries, but the overtime for engineers. So I'd like you to talk about that if you would, please.
It's been in the, it's been here since I've been here, the fee. And, we've just, again, starting to do the things that has already been in process, but it's not if, if it's a building leak or something like that. I mean, and it's,
Just one of your.
yes, I mean, if it's a personal thing and it's like, you're
Dishwasher.
something starts going crazy and you don't want to wait till Monday or something like that, then you're paying for, not for the engineer, but you're paying for the service of them coming in, just like you're paying for when they come into your unit to do work and you pay for that service. So it's not paying the engineer, it's paying for the service that they're doing. And if it's not your fault, then you're not gonna get billed for it. Because some things it's like, you could have soap coming back up through the wash machine pipe and everything like that, and that's not your fault. I mean, it's somebody above you or wherever they're at using too much soap powders or something like that. So you don't get billed for
Something that's not your fault.
yes.
So building issues would not
Correct.
apply to this.
Right. Well, it's like the time, Ruth, when you had the major water damage because the wipes that were stuck in the pipes backed everything up, and you were the recipient of all that.
All that's good.
Yeah, all that fertilizer. And you didn't get billed for that.
No,
Yeah. All right.
okay, thank you, I
Okay.
just was curious.
And anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
After you get settled on the reserve, I'm very interested in that. I'm on the building and facility, so I get a copy. But I bet everybody would like to know if there's any way they could check it out. A lot
The
of,
reserve study?
yeah.
When it's done, well, yeah, they'll be available.
I mean, will it be made known that it's here and you can
Yes.
borrow it and read it if you want to?
Yeah.
Because, we had, at one of the meetings, we had a plumber and he was very interested in it, and I had an old one, remember? That
Mhm.
you took it over to, and he read through it, but that was 4 years ago. I mean, there are a lot of people who are very interested in the building.
The reserve study is on Building Link.
You know, there are so many people who don't use that.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying it is on Building Link, and that is one of the binders that is in that will be on the shelf.
Okay. Be on one of the binders. It'll be made known. It's now available.
Yes.
Yes, it's always been available, and if they can't find it, then all they have to do is come to the office and ask for it.
Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
If you're going to put the binders here, I suggest you have a sign out sheet. So that if somebody takes it and it's not returned, you know where it is, and hopefully people will
What a good
honor it,
idea.
and be honest about it.
Like any library.
I think the working group will take that into consideration. Yes, ma'am.
We set it up for the bell cards.
What? Oh, the bell cards?
You know, the bell cards downstairs?
Yeah.
And people take it, they keep it in the house. Why are the people?
Oh, they should do that.
There should be.
They should not be doing that, but they do. Didn't we have air tags on those things?
We did, but they die all the time. They don't, I mean, and they're on there and it's, you know, we don't even have the phone to connect them.
We're trying to track with that air tags on.
There also used to be a sign on the bellhop cart saying, do not take it out the front end.
Right.
And it goes out.
Did you get those made again? Are they on it?
I had to tell someone that you're not supposed to take it through. And I said, yeah, because if you break it, you're gonna pay for the glass. And I heard him say, goes, well, we can afford that.
But if you go out the back, you got that bill.
We got the camera,
If it's up and running.
if it's up and running.
If it's up and
Well, I remember the person who said, we'll pay for it, don't worry about it, that's who. Anyway, yeah, we need that, actually, that was on the bell part itself, and it was on the wall.
Yeah.
So we need to sort of put those things back on there, I know that would be helpful.
There are two of them.
There are two bell cards.
I've never only seen but one sitting
There
there.
are two, because the others are both there. One disappeared.
We never had three.
We always have.
I thought we used to have three.
Mm-mm. We've only had two.
We could use.
Because one's always missing.
They're a lot of money. And when I mentioned that it was a lot of money, the other one showed up real quick.
Next time you go to the Sheridan, just walk right out.
All right, anything else on resident comments? All right, then we will move to adjourn. And all in favor? Okay, second. All in favor? Aye. Our next meeting is November 21st at 2:30 p.m. Thank you all for being here.
I have committee interest form, if anybody would like to fill one out for committee.
A little bit louder.
Before you leave. I'm just gonna put all kinds of get the bills by heart.
Sign, laminate it.
Oh,
You have to sign, I'm gonna laminate it now.
That's my last.
Nothing more. Yeah, like a zip tie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, don't forget it.
Try no, I'll be out.